All right, you've just been listening live now to President Barack Obama in Lawrence at KU as he addressed the crowd, a very enthusiastic and receptive crowd, as the president first began by talking about his roots in Kansas, that his mother was from Wichita, Kansas, and then he talked about a number of things, the economy, how job growth is happening, and there's solar power and also wind power. But then he got to the #1 issue, which is bringing about affordable child care for low-income and middle-class families. So he calls it one of the nation's top economic priorities to help out families who are really struggling to make ends meet. So our Garrett Hake is there live. He's been covering this throughout the trip to Lawrence for the president, and he's going to be joining us live now to talk about what all the president said. Specifically, the president was calling for tax credits for child care up to $3,000 a year per child, and that, of course, drew a lot of applause there from that group of students, as well as from the other people in the community and politicians who are also there at the president's speech today. Now, the important thing that happened here today is that the president said that child care is not just about making it easier for families of all political backgrounds. He also said that it's very important because it's about economy. When parents are able to go to work, then they're able to earn a better income, and also this quality, affordable child care will help the children be able to succeed later in life because they've had a great foundation of education. Let's go to Garrett Hake right now. Garrett?
Hey, Cynthia, yeah, picking up where you left off, one of the things that struck me about how he was talking about child care was the idea of changing this from being perceived as a women's issue or a family issue to an economic issue and a national security issue, that we're better as a country when parents are able to work and not have to make the choice between taking care of their kids and pursuing good jobs, and those kids can get the educational attainments that they need. You can see the president working the crowd now behind me, and what was a very friendly crowd here of about 7,100, mostly students. And it was interesting, I think probably the largest applause line of the day was his comment that it's time for Congress to pass a law which will guarantee women the same pay as men for doing the same work. Obviously a very popular proposition in a college environment where many of these folks are getting ready to go out and take their first jobs in the real economy. We also heard him talk a little bit about the free community college program that he laid out in the State of the Union. That was not as big a portion of this speech as a lot of people were predicting beforehand, and in fact probably not going to get a ton of applause from these folks who are already spending a good deal of money, either theirs or their parents or the loans they've taken out, so that they could be here at KU. And then finally the observation that the president really seemed to enjoy being back in Kansas. We always get a little bit of local flavor from the president when he travels, but he pointed out that he was able to meet with Bill Self and the Kansas basketball team before he spoke here. And then transitioned to talking about his family. His mother and his grandparents on his mother's side are all from Wichita. He talked about the fact that his grandmother worked on a bomber assembly line in Wichita during World War II. So again, getting back to his family roots here in Kansas, and always energized to be on the road. We saw that from the president during the speech, and we're seeing it now as he continues to work the rope line here before headed back to Washington. So I think a powerful push forward of his middle-class economics idea. And again, the president wanted to come to red states to sell this to an audience that wouldn't normally see it. Sort of an MSNBC message in a Fox News territory, if you will. So we're hearing a lot about that here in Kansas today, and we'll see how much play the speech gets and whether it's able to generate any momentum for these ideas, which of course will have to get through a Republican Congress. But I think we'll let you continue to watch the president here a little bit. I'll step out of the way for now. Cynthia, back to you.